yoga and all the other classes. I will be basically stepping you guys through an 8-week program that's going to lead you into the welcome game. And today for yoga in day 1 is all about easing into it. So for the last couple of weeks, those of you who have been joining in, thank you. It's been amazing to have some feedback and speaking to you guys who haven't joined us for yoga. You may already be quite intermediate with where you're at. And this is a perfect opportunity to adapt the beginner's mindset, where I'm really going to be breaking it back down to the fundamentals of yoga. And today is all about easing into it. And you're going to hear me speaking a lot about coming back to the breath. Let's really ease into what we're doing, noticing throughout the practice. We may want to quickly jump to the next thing where we may be lacking a little bit of patience on our mats. And I'm really going to be planting some seeds on how to really prepare our mind and body for every time we come and sit in our yoga practice. So I'm really excited to take you guys through day 1. It's all about easing into it. So for the first position, we've done this one quite a lot, and there's a reason that I was getting you guys to do that Shavasana, which is the seated pose, is because it's all about connecting into the body and really bringing awareness to our breath. So for our first pose this morning, our Shavasana, I want us to bring our left foot tucked all the way in to the hips, to the pubic bone, and the right foot is just going to sit on the outside. So it's a slightly different seated position than how we normally do. We're really intentionally going to start to bring awareness to the hips, okay? So with the Shavasana here, we just want to close down our eyes briefly, and then we're going to be going to a few different movements in a seated position. So closing down the eyes, placing the hands on the thighs. We're going to take a nice deep breath into the belly, and just really easing into the breath, lengthening the spine, pulling a string up to the crown of the head, setting up the body, and just noticing that we may have a tendency to move on to the next exercise, and just bringing our awareness to this and coming back to the breath and slowing down the movement. We may want to extend the inhale and extend the exhale here, using the breath throughout the whole practice to come back to the present moment. And just an invitation here to get really honest with ourselves right now with how we're feeling. How are we feeling this morning? Maybe feeling some tightness in our body, in our hips, possibly some discomfort. And just an invitation as well to start to get honest with how we're feeling before we come and sit on the mat. Just bring awareness to that and set the intention that we're going to shift that through our yoga practice. And it's okay to just be with whatever's present. So just opening up the eyes now, we're just going to draw a circle with the nose as we slowly come into a neck roll in a clockwise position. Just drawing a circle with the nose, just a really light, slow neck roll. Just connecting to the breath. Perfect. And then on the next exhale, we're going to come the other way, anti-clockwise. Slow neck roll, drawing circles with the nose. Beautiful. Taking a deep breath in here, we're going to bring the hands to the heart. Breathing in deeply, lengthening through our sternum, lengthening through the spine, and exhale, softening through the shoulders. Beautiful. Interlacing the fingers now. On our next inhale, we're going to pull the hands out away from the chest, opening up to a nice deep spinal stretch. And as we breathe slowly here, we're just going to come through some side body bends. Beautiful. We're just coming through our side body bends, just allowing the body to move however it wants to move. And when we reach our hands up, we may have noticed our legs wanted to pop up. So we're just going to bring awareness to the full body experience and slightly allow it, like just pressing those knees back down into the mat. Just allowing the body to move where it wants to move this morning in a side body bend. Good. Coming back to the center of the body, breathe in, stretch. And now we're just going to draw a line up with the nose. So not crunching at the back of the neck. We're just going to draw a line up with the nose, bringing the eyes up slightly towards the ceiling, taking a deep breath in here. And exhale, releasing the hands. Beautiful. We're going to come into our chest expansion now. So I'm going to sit side on so you can see what we're doing here. So our chest expansion, we're going to walk the pinkies back. So pressing through the pinkies, opening up through the heart and the chest. Deep breath in. And we're going to lengthen through the sternum here. So we're lengthening through the spine and bringing up intention to open through the chest. Proud through the chest. Chin is up slightly. Deep breath in here. Opening through the heart. This is great. Or if we're sitting at the office or driving a lot of the day, we're opening up through the heart and the chest. Good. One last deep breath in here. And as we exhale, releasing the hands. And we're going to come into a soft forward bend. So we're going to press down through the sit bones, lengthen through the spine, and slightly walking the hands forward. Just bringing our hands flat towards the mat first. Opening through the chest, relaxing the shoulders. I'm going to bring our attention to the right side of the hip now. So that full body experience, easing into the practice with the breath. We want to ensure that both of our sit bones are pressing on the ground. They have a tendency to want to roll up. So once we find our comfortable position, breathing in here, and as we exhale, we may be able to come down to the forearms. Okay. And potentially, depending on our flexibility, you may be able to reach the arms out forward. Being mindful here to keep our sit bones in connection with the mat and pressing into the right hip, into the right sit bone. I'm just going to take 3 deep breaths here into the belly. Coming back to ease with the body as we just warm up through the different full experience of how our body's feeling. Maybe feeling some tightness in the right hip, maybe in the spine and the neck. Seeing if we can direct the breath into any tightness in the body today. One last breath here. Let's push away with the hands again as we walk the hands back up all the way into our seated position. And now we're going to swap the legs. So we're going to do the same flow on the other side. So we're going to bring the right heel tucked all the way into the pubic bone. And the left foot is just going to sit gently in front here. Beautiful. So first we're going to bring the hands to the heart again. Taking a deep breath in, opening through the spine as we exhale, relaxing the shoulders, lengthening through the sternum. Let's interlace the fingers and put the other thumb forward. So a bit of yoga mind, just playing with our mind this morning. So interlace the fingers, other thumb forward, taking a deep breath in, extending through the front of the body. That feels a little bit strange, doesn't it? And opening up through the chest. Perfect. Again, just coming into our side body bends. Bringing awareness to both of the sit bones. The legs may have wanted to fly up, just pressing them back down softly into the mat. And just really easing into your yoga practice this morning. So these next 8 weeks, we're going to be focusing on taking back control. So really making this practice your own. Okay, so keeping that nice neutral spine. Beautiful. And coming back to the center of the body, drawing a line up through the nose, reaching up high. Ensuring we're not crunching through the neck, relaxing the shoulders, deep breath in here. And as we exhale, releasing the hands back down, coming into our heart opener, our chest expansion, interlace, pressing the pinkies into the mat as we open up through the chest and the heart. Breathing into the belly here. And now we're going to bring the head looking over the left shoulder. So the shoulders are down and relaxed. We're pressing up, proud through the chest. And just a nice soft turn towards the left shoulder we're going to slightly point the nose down towards the floor and just breathing into the side of the right neck here. Just easing into the stretch, opening up through the muscles. So one last breath here, and as we exhale, we're going to slowly bring the nose down towards the chest, getting a nice stretch through the back of the neck. So we're just preparing our spine for when we go into our downward dog. And then coming back up, and we're going to gaze over to the right shoulder here. Just noticing how that feels to open up through the side of the neck, a very subtle opening and stretch. And then gazing the eyes down towards the floor. Just very gently breathing in here with ease and flow. And then bringing our nose to the center of the body again, tucking the chin into the chest. One last breath here. Perfect. And as we exhale, just allowing the body to shake out. Beautiful. You guys are doing great. So we're just going to bring the legs out in front of us here, and we're going to find our tabletop position. We're just going to really focus on setting the foundations for our tabletop position. So bringing the awareness to the hands, just placing the hands face up, spreading the fingers. We're really going to be bringing the awareness to our hands today with our tabletop position and our downward facing dog, ensuring that we're pressing through all 5 points of the fingers. So creating a bit of a suction cup. So with our tabletop position, the hands are placed directly underneath the shoulders. The knees are directly underneath the hips. So we've got a bit of a square going on here. We want to imagine that we're balancing a really expensive crystal or glass vase on our spine. So we want to keep a nice, strong, straight spine. Pressing up through the fingers and the hands to create a strong shoulder and tabletop structure. Ensuring that the head doesn't flop down or up, so nice neutral spine. We're going to point through the toes here, start to create some heat through the core, and we're going to suck the navel up to the spine. We're going to lift the knees and hover them off the mat. Beautiful. So this is a great position to see where we let loose of the tabletop position. So we may notice our head drops straight away. Let's bring that integrity back to the spine. Engaging through the core, beautiful, creating heat. One last inhale here, and as we exhale, lowering the knees and coming straight into our cow. Beautiful, so we're arching through the spine, opening up through the heart, the neck, the chest. And then as we exhale, we're going to roll the spine at the very base first, tucking the pelvis under, bringing the belly button all the way up into the sky, tucking the chin to the chest into our cat. Coming back down into the cow as we roll the spine down, opening up through the heart, pointing through the toes into our cow. Exhale, rolling the spine down, starting at the base first. Imagine someone's walking their fingers up your spine, and we're bending the spine one vertebrae at a time. Good. Inhale to open. Exhale to curl back down. And just finding your own pace now. You may want to wiggle the pelvis side to side as we inhale, moving the body how it wants to move. We may have tightness in the side of the body and spiral through into our cat. Just finding what works best for you in your practice this morning. Taking back control with ease and flow. Having some fun. Beautiful. Let's find one last inhalation here as we open the heart. Exhale, rolling through the spine and coming back into our tabletop position. So now we're going to bring the forearms down towards the floor. Again, and bringing the awareness to the hands. So spreading through the fingers and elbows in train track position. I'm going to squeeze the elbows together and slide the knees back. And we're going to come down into our heart open our position, so our puppy dog. So the knees are going to come all the way under the hips. And if our forehead can touch the ground, do so. Otherwise, we can just slightly gaze the eyes forward. This is a really great heart opener and stretch for the shoulders. Beautiful. So we're going to do 5 deep breaths here. Also bringing the full body awareness to the toes. So the feet may be flopped out or in, let's just point through the toes, so full body experience. Beautiful. One last breath in here. And as we exhale, we're going to pull our body all the way forward as we come all the way onto our belly. Nice work, guys. Pointing through the toes, hugging the elbows into the chest. The elbows are back from the shoulders. We're going to pull our body forward as we come into our Sphinx pose. So the elbows are underneath the shoulders here. Neck is nice and neutral. And we're going to point through the toes, but we'll relax the lower part of the body. Shoulders are down and back. Just a nice little gentle warm up on the lumbar spine. Opening up through all of the abdominals, stretching out the core. Deep breath in here. And as we exhale, we're going to slowly lower back down, pressing the hands into the chest. Inhale. As we exhale, we're going to come up onto our all fours or into a low plank. Tucking the toes under. We know where we're going here. So we're going to transition slowly into our downward dog. Tucking the toes under, pressing through all 5 points of the fingers. Bringing the hips high towards the sky. Coming into our press downward dog of the morning. Just walking out the dog. You may notice that our hamstrings are quite tight. Just bring our awareness to our tendency of staying in this uncomfortable position, like, oh, when's the next pose coming, and having some fun with it. You know, moving the hips around, walking out the dog. There's no right or wrong in our yoga practice. Move the body however it wants to move. Good. Breathing, pressing through the fingers, pressing the chest into the legs. Taking a deep breath in here. Gazing the eyes forward, and as we exhale, we're going to slowly walking the feet forward. You may want to do some zigzags across the mat. Walking the feet all the way forward into our forward fold. All right, so just hanging out here, breathing into the belly. We want to move the hands from side to side. Allowing the hips to open. We may want to do some yes and some no's with the head. So we can come into our elephant swing, grabbing the hands to the elbows and between the hips side to side. And setting up slowly for our mountain pose. We're going to press through the big toes, the pinky and the heels, creating a bit of a suction cup, pressing up through the arches of the feet. So on the next inhale here, we're going to come into our halfway lift. I'm going to show you the 3 levels. We can look up at the camera for this one if we need to. So level 1 is the hands are on the knees. Our spine is nice and straight. Shoulders are down and back. Level 2, hands on the shins. Level 3, bend the knees more. Hands come down towards the floor, depending on our flexibility here. So choosing a level halfway lift. 1, 2, 3. You may want to swap and change this throughout the 8 weeks as well, which is perfectly fine. And as we exhale, coming back down into our forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Okay, coming integrity to the spine, lengthening to the chest. Exhale, forward fold. On the next inhale, we're going to bend the knees, bring the chest up, opening the hands up away from the body as we come up into our mountain pose. Noticing my head is cut off. I do apologize. And on the next exhalation, we're going to bend the knees, hinge back at the hips, coming down into our forward fold position. Beautiful. So now we're going to slide or slowly step the right leg back. I'm going to come into low lunge. We can drop the knee if we need to, or we can stay up in our runner's lunge. And our chest and our heart up the knee. And just creating some movement in our runner's lunge or our low lunge. We may want to slightly shift back and forth. I know I can feel this in the front of my hip socket, in the back of my right hip I'm stretching. You may also want to slowly come into some hamstring stretches, keeping nice and light on the fingertips. Before just breathing in, opening up through the hips. We're starting to prepare our body for the next 8 weeks, just really setting the foundations for our practice, starting with ease and flow, just noticing how we're feeling now, and we can check back in 8 weeks' time, or each week to week. So inhale here, we're going to tuck the toe under again, straighten the back foot. I'm going to slide the left foot back to meet the right, coming to our plank. I'm just rocking forward and back, breathing into the belly, pressing away with the hands. Noticing in our plank when our mind wants to drop so that our muscles can keep us here longer than our mind believes we can. Inhale here, drop to the knees. First, we need to point to the toes. Exhale, we're going to hug the elbows into the chest, coming all the way down towards the mat. Beautiful. On our next inhale here, we're going to squeeze the shoulder blades, peeling the chest up into our cobra. Exhale, releasing the heart back down and transitioning whatever we choose into our downward dog. We may want to tuck the toes under and press up into the plank first, or else we can come into the tabletop position and slowly bringing ourselves back into our downward dog. Beautiful, walking out the dog, breathing in deeply here, hips are high towards the sky. Just easing through our practice, bringing awareness to the breath and the body. Noticing any tightness, sending the breath into these places. Seeing where our mind has wandered off, using the breath to come back. So on our next inhale here, we're going to bring the right leg forward into our low lunge or runner's lunge. So transitioning onto the other side now, just rocking forward and back, lengthening through the spine. We may want to drop the left knee, pressing lightly through the fingertips, moving the body wherever we may feel. We want to bring the breath to, open to the hamstrings. Good, then coming back to our runner's lunge, tucking the toe under. Inhale, lifting the chest off the thigh. As we exhale, we're just gonna slightly hop and step the left foot all the way back into our forward fold. And inhale, coming into our halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, opening to the chest and the heart, coming up into our mountain pose. Hands come up at the top, slight back bend. Exhale, hands come away from the chest and the body. Hinging back at the hips into our forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to slide the right leg back again into our runner's lunge. This time, if we feel we want to create that strength in our thigh, we're going to pull the hands off the ground, opening through the heart and the chest, squeezing both of the thighs together, engaging through the core, dropping the back knee if we need to. Deep breath in here. 3, 2, 1. Exhale, slowly lowering the hands back down towards the ground. Shifting the left foot to meet the right. Into our high plank. Rocking backwards and forwards just slightly. Creating strength through the core. Feeling that fire. Deep breath in here. As we exhale, we can either drop to the knees or slowly come down into our chaturanga. Inhale, pressing up into our upward facing dog or into our cobra. And exhale, pressing up through the toes of the feet or rolling back into our downward dog. Beautiful work, guys. You're doing great. Deep breath in here. On the next inhale, we're going to bring our right foot all the way forward into our runner's lunge. Inhale, creating strength, opening up through the chest, drawing both of those thighs together, scissoring the legs together, pressing through the front, big toe, pinky and heel. Deep breath in here. creating strength through the core. 3, 2, 1. Exhale, slowly lowering down, hovering the heart off the thigh, sliding the right leg back into our high plank. Inhale into the belly here, shoulders are pressed away from the mat. Exhale, dropping to the knees or slowly coming down into our chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra, choosing our level where we're at this morning. Exhale, finding our downward facing dog. Beautiful. One last breath in here. And as we exhale, let's slowly bring the knees down to the mat. Point through the toes, coming into our child's pose. So our child's pose, our toes are touching, our knees are wide, and we're extending through the fingers, drawing the shoulders back into the hip sockets and resting the head on the mat. 3 deep breaths here. Bring our awareness into our belly, slowing down our breath. One last breath here as we exhale, pulling our body forward slowly with ease. We can either cross the right foot over the left, sit back on the feet, and come onto our sit bones, or we can flick the legs around, whichever works best for us. I'm going to move forward into the middle of the mat now. And we're not quite doing a boat pose this morning, but we're going to start to warm up through the abdominals, getting that full body experience, preparing our core for the next 8 weeks. So level 1 is we're just going to lightly rest the toes on the mat. The hands are going to come behind the thighs. Opening up through the chest, or else if we want to strengthen our core this morning, hover the feet off the floor. We're in a slight V sit here, so ensuring that we're not softening through the spine. Okay, we want to bring awareness to the front of the body and also the back. So we're opening through the heart, shoulders are down and back. Inhale into this position here, feeling the heat in our body. And if we feel to take it a little bit further forward with ease, we can open up through the hands, lengthening through the spine, opening through the chest, breathing into the fire in the belly, softening the body and the toes. Let's find 2 more breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, noticing the body shape. This is perfect. This is our prana, our air, our breath moving through the body. Last inhale here. Exhale, bringing the hands to the thighs. And we're going to have some fun. We're going to slowly roll the spine back and do some swinging and come back up. Inhale to come back down, reach the legs overhead, exhale, come back up. Just going to lightly roll the spine out. Let's do 2 more. Having a little bit of play time in our yoga practice today. And on our last one, we're going to come all the way back and coming down into our laying position. So in the next inhalation here, let's stretch out the body. I'm going to bring our right leg in towards the chest. Actually, no, before we do that, we're going to backtrack. Stretch out the body, placing the hands behind the neck and just extending through the thumbs. So we're resting the head on the hands. Just give the neck a little bit of a massage. Give the body some love, give the neck a massage, the shoulders. And now we're going to bring the right knee in towards the chest. We're going to come into a very slow and gentle bicycle. So we're going to hover the left leg up, point through the toes. Know that the lower the leg is, the more intense we're going to activate through the core and the pelvic floor. The higher the left leg is, the more ease we're going to experience. So as we exhale, we're going to bring and cross the left elbow to the right knee. Inhale, transition. Exhale, change. Inhale, transition. Exhale, change. Coming into our bicycle. Inhale, transition. Exhale, change. Slow and graceful. Noticing our pelvic floor start to heat up. Using the breath to control the movement. Pressing down through our spine. Keeping the tailbone flat on the floor. Let's go 2, Inhale, transition, and 1. Beautiful. Hugging the knees into the chest. And let's reach the legs out again, stretching out, opening up into our corpse pose. Final exercise, final practice here. We're going to bring the left leg in towards the chest, hugging it in nice and tight, and coming into our spinal twist. So the right hand's going to come over the left knee. As we exhale, just gently bringing the left leg all the way, crossing over to the right side of the body, opening up through the left hand, and just bringing the awareness back into the ease of the breath. Just giving our body a nice little twist to end our practice this morning. Closing down the eyes, gazing the hand towards the left, gazing the eyes towards the left hand. And just sending the breath down into the belly. Noticing any tightness in the back of the left hip. And throughout the next 8 weeks, you'll start to hear me speak about the little cobweb that's wrapped around the muscle. This is our fascia. So on every inhalation, we're going to use our mind's eye, our imagination, our creativity. I'm going to envision this little cobweb, and it's starting to sit around any tightness. So what's present now for me is the back of my left hip. So as I inhale, I'm going to envision this little cobweb sitting around the back of my left hip. And as I exhale, I'm just going to envision the cobweb starting to break apart. And this is the muscle starting to relax, sending the oxygen into the fascia of the muscle, into the different tendons and ligaments. Just bringing mindfulness into our practice, the different sensations that our body is feeling. And let's slowly bring the left knee back into the center of the chest, hugging in the right knee as well, extending out the left leg for our final side. So bringing our left hand on the outside of our right leg. Inhale, breathe. Exhale, slowly coming into our opposite side, closing down the eyes. Head is going to face the right hand. Again, breathing into our belly here, into our spinal twist. This is a great pose, especially if some of us suffer from some digestive issues. It's going to bring the breath into the different organs of the body, of the stomach, and we're twisting this with a slight thoracic twist, which actually supports the body and the digestive system to start to detox. Remove some toxins from the body. Again, envisioning that cobweb around the muscle that we feel is a little bit tight this morning, and with ease on the exhale, allowing it to start to release. Find one last deep, nourishing breath here. Inhale. As we exhale, slowly hugging the knees back into the chest. I'm going to come into our final pose now, our Shavasana. There's two different options here. Feeling into which one your body is needing. The first one is the feet as wide, the knees touch in towards the center. We can place the hand on our heart and our belly, or else we can come down into our corpse pose. This is our most popular. This one in particular, we can really just allow our body to relax, and it gives some space for the spine to start to realign as we lay flat on the floor. Hands are faced up, closing down the eyes, moving the body to where it may need to move now. Just stay nice and still for the next few minutes. So take a nice deep breath into the belly. A long, deep exhalation. And on every inhale, we're going to breathe in for the count of 4. And as we exhale, we're going to breathe out for the count of 6. As we inhale, expanding through the belly and the chest. As we exhale, giving our body permission to soften just that little bit more. Noticing the different sensations that we may be feeling in our hands and our feet. Noticing what it feels like to be the observer and the fly on the wall as we notice our body breathe naturally. Bringing our awareness now to the different sounds that we may be hearing in our environment. Noticing each sound as it pops up into our awareness. And setting the intention to not label these sounds, just allow them to be and come and go. And finally, starting to bring our awareness to the sensations of the inhalation and the exhalation through the nose. Feeling the air become cooler as we breathe in, warmer as we breathe out. And taking one last deep breath in here into the belly. Long, deep exhalation. As we start to wiggle our fingers ever so slowly, one finger at a time, and noticing how when we move our body, it sends different sensations throughout the whole body. Starting to wiggle the feet and the toes. Bringing awareness back into the space that we're in the room, if we're outside. And keeping our eyes closed as we inhale, slowly rolling onto the right side of the body. With ease, just being gentle, with softness. And once we're ready, with our breath and our hands, just slowly bringing ourselves back up into our seated position. And bringing the hands to the chest, to the heart. Keeping our eyes closed for now. Taking a nice deep breath into the space of the heart and a long deep exhalation. Just noticing how our body's feeling. And thanking ourselves. Let's wait for that helicopter to fly. Thanking ourselves for choosing to show up for our practice, to completing day 1 of our 8 weeks together. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for you showing up, and I'm excited for these next 8 weeks together to really build the foundations of our body and set ourselves up. Thank you. Namaste. Thank you, guys. Remember to tune in to the cooking class tomorrow at 2 p.m. with Shana.
Thank you so much. That was amazing. Thank you, Sarhan.
Thank you.
I'm on for 8 weeks. This is going to be good.
Yes, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Thanks, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you on Thursday at 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. New Zealand time for day 2.